class. My name is Emma Anderson. I am currently living in New Mexico with my husband and our almost 4-year-old daughter. She will be 4 in April. We live in New Mexico because my husband is in the Air Force and he's stationed here. He has been for the past 3 years. We both miss Texas so much though, and we have plans to go back as soon as we possibly can. I do not have a job right now. I am currently a stay-at-home mom, so it doesn't pay in money, but it does pay in all of the giggles and love and general craziness that comes with being a stay-at-home mom. My daughter is my whole world. My world revolves around her and what she needs and how she needs to be taken care of each and every day. After that, I can worry about my husband and what he needs, and then I can focus on my schoolwork, make sure that it gets done in time. And finally, I can worry about myself if I have enough time left in the day, and I usually don't, but it's okay. I do love my life. I'm very happy with where we are now, and I enjoy how things are going. Everything is just great. I'm currently pursuing a degree in history. I would like to get my bachelor's degree, and then I am considering commissioning and joining the Air Force as an officer. If for some reason this doesn't work out, or it just doesn't fit with our family life at that time, then I believe that I would be decent at teaching. I would like to teach probably middle school. I think that that's a good age group to work with. Everybody in my family is a teacher, so I think that I definitely have it in my blood and I'd be pretty decent at it. Maybe teach social studies or just the general history class in middle school. I am taking summer classes and spring, fall, everything that I can to try and get this degree over with as soon as possible and still maintain a good GPA. My goal is to graduate in the next 2.5 years, hopefully, cut a year off of my original 4-year plan, just so that we can have it done, have it set in stone, so that I can get started on that career that I want to work at, so that I can be a little bit more helpful as far as the money aspect goes in our house. I really hope that this class will give me more confidence with making speeches in general and public speaking. I am not very good at it, and I'm not very comfortable with it in general, seeing as this is the probably 15th take of this video, and it has made it pretty far so far, so I'm excited about that. But I'm hoping that eventually it will come just a little bit more naturally to me, and that I won't be so uncomfortable and nervous speaking in front of people or just in front of a phone that I know is going to be then shown to people. I'm hoping that this will make me more comfortable and that it'll just make things go more smoothly. As far as the thing in my life that has happened to make me learn a lesson, I think that recently, a story actually comes up about recently to me. We were on a road trip, and we knew that for the past year we've known that we really needed to buy a key for the lug nuts on our tire for our truck. For some reason, whenever we bought this truck, every single lug nut was a locking one instead of just having the one. So we knew that it was extremely important that we get the key so that if something did happen, we would have it available to fix a tire if we had a flat. However, we continued to procrastinate and blow that off, just wait a little bit longer, just a little bit longer. Oh, nothing's happened, nothing is going to happen. But of course, on this super long road trip, something did happen. We ended up getting a flat tire about 3 hours from our house and living in a completely different state from all of our family. We had nobody around to help us. So we were 3 hours away from home, and it happened to be not so flat that we decided to just risk it and see how much further we could get. It was definitely a little sketchy. We drove a lot slower than we usually do and just made it as far as we could before we finally heard that thud, 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 thud. So we had to stop and pull over. We were still about an hour from our house, and at this time it was 3 o'clock in the morning, and my husband had work that morning at 7 o'clock. So we were both extremely stressed out and didn't know what to do. He happened to have a friend who was awake, or at least that's what he told us. I'm hoping that he actually was, so that we didn't call and wake him up at 3 o'clock in the morning. but his friend was okay with driving an hour to come and pick us up and drive us the rest of the way back to our house. It was my husband and me and our daughter and our 2 dogs that his friend picked up, so we are very grateful for that. And we ended up making it back home, and the next day we drove our other vehicle out and bought a key on the way, fixed our tire, and then we drove both vehicles back. The lesson that we learned from this was definitely to not procrastinate. Don't think that it's never going to happen to me. Oh, it won't happen. Everything will be okay. Because it did, and it happened at the most inconvenient time, and we were very blessed for how things turned out, but it could have been much worse. So that was the lesson we learned from that. Thank you all for listening.